Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Rob's World of Boxing. Let's get it. All right, I'm back from a brief hiatus. I was enjoying those holidays with my family. My apologies. I know we had Luis King Kong Ortiz and Charles Morton fight. It was on pay-per-view. I think it cost about $40. Not gonna lie, I didn't watch it. Like I said, I was on vacation. Not sure it was on the undercard. I kind of just turned off and vacated. I know Luis Ortiz won that fight though, so I seen the highlights. He went down a couple times. And to Charles Morton, no shade at Charles Morton, but I don't think he should have went down against Charles Morton. But then again, I didn't see the fight, so I'm not even gonna comment on it. But I don't think just from him going down by from a couple punches from Charles Morton, I think Luis Ortiz might be on his last legs. But that's just my opinion. But I didn't watch the fight, so let's get into the fights I did watch. Let's talk about this fight card that took place last night. It was a top-ranked card with Joe Smith being a headliner. He was supposed to fight Caleb Johnson, but Johnson came down with COVID 8 days before the fight, actually. So they had to find a replacement real fast. And the guy he's fighting, the opponent, was the replacement. And all right, and on the undercard you had Supernova Abraham Nova. He was taking on I forget his name. He was an opponent though. Abraham was supposed to get rid of him. I'll tell you his name later on in the video. But we got started off on that card with a couple bright young stars. Well, I know Troy Isley. He's a yeah, man. He might be the truth at he might be the next star at 160 and 168. He's pretty young right now. He's only 3-0 with 2 KOs. Well, now he's 4-0 with 2 KOs. He didn't KO his opponent. He was fighting Cruz Cabales or something. He was fighting an opponent he was supposed to get rid of. Fucking Troy Isley, he was a 2020 Olympian. Standout. Like I said, Top Rank, in a couple of my other videos, Top Rank, they signed every 2020 Olympian on the boxing team. So, yeah, see how they push him. They pushing him. But, yeah, man, let's get into the fight. He came out destroying his opponent with left hooks. Really everything. But I really kept seeing that left hook get through. And, yeah, his opponent wasn't staying on the phone. And goddamn, he was hitting him hard. It was rocking him. I thought it was going to be a first round knockout, to say the least. I thought he was going to put him away. But, yeah, man. It looked like he didn't put him away. The second round came. And the second round, Oddly kind of wasn't, he didn't have the same intensity as he did in the first round. He was, I don't know if he was a little gassed from exerting so much energy in the first round. That's what I think. I think he just knew that he was going to get him out of there in the first round. Like I felt that the knockout was coming. So he kind of put his foot on the gas to make it happen. And when it didn't happen, I feel like he was winded in at least the next 2 or 3 rounds. And that's just my opinion. But that's what I saw. But yeah, in the second round, he came out, hit his opponent with a nasty uppercut. Yeah, it was vicious. And yeah, shit. I mean, I feel like, make a long story short, I feel like Isley, he won every round of the fight. It was a 6-round fight. It was a 6-round fight. I think the judges' final scorecards was 2 of them had it 59-54. I forget what the third one had it. I think it was a point off. But yeah, it was a clean sweep for Isley in my opinion. But he did get a point deducted because he kept low blowing his opponent. So yeah, that was the 59-54. Right? But yeah, man, Isley, he gonna be a problem at 160. He gonna be a problem at 160. I feel like those guys gotta look out for him. He's coming. And then we had another young star. Actually, I hadn't heard of this guy until last night. His name Jahai Tucker. He's 5-0, 3 KOs. He's 147 pounder. He's fighting out of Queens, New York. He's 18 years old. He was fighting a guy, Akeem Black. He's 6-4 with 2 KOs. This was Black's third opponent he fought in a row. I think he fought Joey Spencer and yeah, don't give me the line. I don't know the other guy. I know Joey Spencer and this guy. So yeah, he hasn't been having easy go at it lately, to say the least. But first round, oh boy, Tucker came out looking good, doing what he was supposed to do. But one thing I did notice about Tucker, man, he looked at flat-footed as hell. He didn't look it. He was flat-footed as hell. He was flat-footed as hell. And he reminded me a lot. I mean, I know it was before my time, but I went back and watched a lot of Tommy Hearns. I know it's probably kind of premature to compare him to a great, but not saying that his career is gonna be anything like Tommy's was, but just his frame, just how long he is, and he's slender. He reminded me of Tommy Hearns in that way, and yeah, man, he's kind of a brawler like Tommy. He doesn't use his reach like I feel like he should, but this is the only fight I saw him fight, so he wasn't using his reach this fight like I feel like he should have. But he was brawling it out. He was getting hit a lot. He will be there to get hit. I feel like you need to keep his hands up. He would throw a punch, but then he would just keep his hands down, after he throw. And I feel like when you go up and your level of opposition go up, those mistakes is gonna be detrimental. So yeah, I feel like oh yeah, I'm jumping ahead. Tucker ended up getting the guy out of there. His opponent, yeah, man, he was 6-4, he's 6-5, so he's no world beater. He got the guy out of there in the second round. The guy backed himself in the corner and he hit him with everything but the kitchen sink. And yeah, they stopped the fight. But I just feel like back to Tucker, I feel like he might, well, man, the welterweight division is deep, so yeah, he got a lot of work to do, man. He might be fooled if he don't work on his craft and he try to move up in that position, because he gets hit a lot, and those guys will hit you and then hit you hella hard and put you to sleep in front of a lot of people. So yeah. Tucker, he has a lot to work on. But in our next fight, we had Omar Rosario versus Raekwon Butler. Rosario was 5-0 with 2 KOs. Butler was 4-1 with 2 KOs. Rosario's from Puerto Rico. He's 24 years old. And Butler was from Brooklyn, New York. I think this fight was at 140. I'm not quite sure. If I'm not mistaken, it was at 140 though. But coming out, Raekwon looked good in the corner, man. No homo. Raekwon, like, yeah, you know, Raekwon looked good in the corner, man. He looked like a fighter. He looked like he looked at the part. You know, he looked like a tough guy. If tough guys have a look, but yeah, man, when he came out, he looked sleepy quick, and all that tough shit went out the window. He looked sleepy as hell. But yeah, man, Rosario came out looking looking how he should have looked, showing the class difference. And Raekwon, he kind of looked like an amateur to me. Well, he did look like an amateur. He looked horrible in there, in my opinion. Tim Bradley was saying that he looked decent, but I feel like he looked like shit. And I feel like he made Rosario look good. I feel like Rosario's gonna need to find another opponent who maybe can challenge him. I don't feel like Raekwon did that. But yeah, man, he did what he was supposed to do, to say the least. The fight went the distance. Well, shit, he didn't do what he was supposed to. He was supposed to knock that nigga out. He was trash. Raekwon, I ain't gonna lie, he was just surviving. He'd curl up and then he'd throw a little hook out there now and again, but yeah, Rosario should have put his foot on the gas, man. I'm tripping. He should have shown me more, man. He should have went down to the body or something. He was supposed to get rid of that guy and show you know, it's levels to this shit for real, man. Cause I ain't gonna lie, man. Raekwon, that nigga, man, he came out. I thought he was gonna go crazy. I thought he was gonna do what he was supposed to do, but he came out, man. Wow, that nigga came out making Raekwon look bad, man. I'm like, man, if you don't go get that nigga his name back, boy, what the fuck? His daddy should have named him Raekwon, say the least. But yeah, Raekwon might have to pick a new profession. He got his ass beat, man, in my opinion. He was out there looking like an amateur. Good job, Rosario. I think this fight, it was at 140, if I'm not mistaken, like I said. And yeah, 140, I ain't gonna lie, it's kinda wide open. So yeah, man, he might got some action at 140, Rosario being, because Raekwon Butler, he's poo. All right, and like I said, on the undercard, we had Abraham Nova. He's 20-0, 14 KOs. Wait, 21-0. Dell with 15 KOs. He's a Puerto Rican. He fighting out of New York though. He's 28 years old. He was going against William and Carciano. I think that's how you say it. He was 19-0 with 15 KOs. Supposedly a knockout artist. I guess you could say that. It looked like he was just looking for that one punch, but he didn't find it. He didn't find it, to say the least. But yeah, let's get into the fight, man. Nova, man, he looked good, to say the least. He's a 126 pounder. This fight was at 126 pounds. He looked good. He was doing what he had to do. He was beating the hell out of his opponent all night, and with good headshots, good 1-2. He got the fast twitchy. He was working his body. He was working his opponent's body all night, and he really did what he was supposed to do. He's an overall good fighter. There's no glaring weakness I've seen that he has. Yeah, man, he's overall he's a good fighter. Like I said, he's 20-0 with 14 KOs. He's 126 pounds. Uh, he's a player 126 pounds. I really like this guy. He's smart as hell. I never ever seen this in boxing before. He has his own mascot, bro. Like fucking the nigga looked just like him and shit. He was in the corner throwing punches and shit. Before he came out, he was backstage when he was throwing punches and shit. Fucking that shit is brilliant, man. I never seen it. It's brilliant. Cause even if the guy doesn't have a big personality, which he does, the mascot will do everything for you. And people's gonna be like, who's that guy with the mascot? You know, I want to see him fight the mascot guy. They probably start calling the nigga the mascot guy. Yeah, that's a great idea, man. But he's also, like I said, he's from Puerto Rican. He's bilingual. He speaks English amazingly. He speaks Spanish amazing. So, man, this guy might be a big star if he just keep winning. He was calling out Emmanuel Navarrete. He's that'd be a good fight because Navarrete, he's a dog. All he does is come forward and throw punches. No defense. His offense is his defense. So yeah, that'd be a good fight because, like I said, Abraham Supernova, he's a overall fighter, overall good fighter. He does everything good. I wouldn't say he does everything great, but he does everything good. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to see what he does at 126 pounds and at 130 pounds. Yeah. So let's get into our main event. Joe Smith Jr. versus Steve Geffrard. I had never heard of Geffrard until the fight, to fight night. Shit. Fucking he's 18 and he was 18-2. Now he's 18-3 with 12 KOs. Joe Smith Jr., he's 27-3 with 21 KOs. He's from Long Island, New York. Geffrard, he's actually trained by Steve Cunningham. He did a lot of work with Corey Spinks, Gervonta Davis, Adrian Broner. He's a very reputable trainer in the sport of boxing. So that was a plus for Geffrard. Well, yeah, man. I'm sure calling him the opponent. Geffrard. But yeah, man. This was Joe Smith Jr. This was his first title defense since winning the vacant title. At light heavy, man. So I was very anxious to see, how he defended his title. Because it's easy to be the hunter. But when you're the hunted, it's a different ball game. But yeah, man, the first round, Joe Smith came out looking like Joe Smith, coming forward, throwing a lot of punches. His opponent had a nasty high guard. That motherfucker was high as hell, and he was long too, so he was like protecting his head and his body. It was crazy. It was like he was hard to hit, to say the least. But he would be in front of you though. His feet, he didn't have the best feet, but his guard was kind of sick. But yeah, the first round, like I said, Smith came out throwing a lot of punches. Cuz was just standing there. That'd be a theme of the fight, just standing there with his earmuffs on and letting Smith hit him. So yeah, Smith won the first round. The second round, the opponent came out with the earmuffs again. Shit, that's what he do. But he actually, I feel like this was his best round of the fight. Maybe he kind of threw enough punches, because he didn't throw a lot of punches. He threw enough punches, and Smith stopped coming forward, in my opinion. He started trying to box his opponent, and yeah, Geffrard won that round. third round, Smith hit opponent with a nice right hook, among other things. And that hook, it kind of like stole around. It stopped the show. So I was like, God damn, he hit him hella hard. So I got that round to Smith. And in the fourth round, the opponent was winning the round until about 50 seconds left in the round. And then Smith threw he threw hella punches. That nigga just looked like he got hella energy out of nowhere, threw a barrage of punches. And yeah, man, he was whacking that boy. So I got that round to Smith. The fifth round, Smith hit the opponent with a straight right hand, knocked the opponent back into the ropes. And yeah, man, I thought the opponent was I thought he was finna bow out gracefully in that round, just because he was overwhelmed. So I gave that. I felt like it was coming, but it didn't come. So I gave that round to Smith. The sixth round, the opponent, he became a punching bag, man. He was just trying to survive. He wasn't throwing anything. He was just, in defensive mode and trying to survive. And the seventh round was more the same. And yeah, even his opponent was saying, the opponent's corner was saying, like, you got to do more, Steve. And he was telling him, you got to do more. You got to go out on your shield. At least you got to throw some punches. And then the opponent told him, like, his shoulder hurt. His right shoulder hurt it. He injured it or something. I didn't see how he injured it. Bro, you threw like four or five punches the whole fight. But okay, you injured your shoulder. So Steve, like, man, fuck his shoulder. Beat this nigga with a short shoulder. I'm like, Steve, I don't think he could beat Joe Smith if he was 110%. This guy, he just not throwing enough punches. He ain't got it. But yeah, man, I was just like, okay. But yeah, man, eighth round, Joe Smith, same shit. Came out, walking opponent down. Opponent not throwing no punches. Really, Steve Geffrard was getting his ass beat. He was getting his ass beat. And you can smell it in. And in the ninth round, that's what happened. Geffrard, he got put against the ropes and he just got hit with everything, man. I feel like he really just got overwhelmed because it wasn't one shot that put him down that I saw. It was just a lot of shots. It looked like he was blocking the shots, but it was a lot of shots coming. And then it was a final little like left hook got through a little bit. It don't look like it got through all the way. But yeah, to say the least, man. Nevertheless, the opponent took a knee and gave in to the mental pressure of Joe Smith Jr., in my opinion. But yeah, man, to make a long story short, Joe Smith Jr., he got the win, ninth round TKO. He looked good, man. He handled business. What can you do? You gotta fight who they put in front of you. He had a lot of roadblocks. He had a lot of things that he thought was gonna transpire but didn't, with his opponent having COVID and then him having to fight a last minute replacement. And yeah, man, I feel like it's time. It's time for Joe Smith. I've been hearing Canelo want to fight, throw his hat in there at light heavyweight and unify that division and beat all those guys, Smith, Bivol, and Better Beef. But yeah, man, if Joe Smith don't fight Canelo, because that's a big money fight, everybody want Canelo. But if he ain't getting Canelo, I feel like, man, unify some titles, man. Let's get you in there with Bivol, or let's get you in there with Better Beef. Even if you even if you lose, man. Shit, that's what boxing about. Let's try. And even if you don't fight those guys, man, you can even give what's the guy name? Zardo Ramirez a chance. Cause he threw his name in there, light heavyweight. his last fight to me, a couple of his last fights, but his last fight, he really threw his name in there. So yeah, you can even give Zerto Ramirez a chance, man. And that'd be a good fight to build your name before those fights. But yeah, man, I want to see the best fighting the best. Boxing hasn't been letting me down lately. But yeah, man, let's keep it up. Rob's World of Boxing, people. Like, subscribe, all that shit. Yeah.